Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Prophecy of Pendor Mountain Blade Warband, where I've realised we don't actually have that much time to work with. We are setting ourselves a limit of 1,000 days to try and get ourselves qualified as King of Pendor, or at least as close as we can. And if we go to the save options here, we've done 4 episodes and we're already on day 87. So best that gives us, 40 parts to make something happen? So we need to start thinking about getting our right to rule up quickly. I'm going to start off by sending Anson away. I'm going to ask him something. I suppose you know that I aspire to be queen of this land. Well, my lady, if any person could hold that sort of power and remain uncorrupted, it would surely be you. You've already proved to me that you are not the sort to go to war every 5 minutes, like the morons who lead the Pendor factions. If you'd further the cause of universal education as well, that would be a fine thing. Would you support my cause? I have a book of Pendor history, my lady, which details how the queens of old convened councils of both the lords and representatives of all the Pendor guilds. That council had the power to overrule oppressive taxes or the unfair treatment of a citizen. Were you to form such a council again, you'd be praised by the people. If you pledged to respect the old traditions of Pendor, my lady, many of the merchants would accept your rule. If you restore the old Pendorian system, then arguably you are more legitimate queen than any of those come lately usurpers. Give me leave for several weeks and I will inform the merchant houses of your intention to restore their ancient rights. So Anson will go off and do that. But I've also had another thought. We need a strong knighthood order to follow. The Silversmith Rangers are good, especially with their range. But out in the open field, they're not going to be strong enough. And we're going to need a strong army out in the field. So I know where we need to go. It's a bit of a journey, but it's going to be important. Very important indeed. We also have got to deal with this Jatu Warband. We've got 60 days to do that. Either we will find it or someone else will. However, on the way we will do what we do before. Clear out some bandits. Get ourselves some money. These are actually hired assassins, which is good. These guys are not usually too bad, although they do seem to damage my horse quite a bit. Look at you. Oh, nearly had you, but you were on the floor. Again, this isn't going to get us a huge amount of money, but it will just keep the wages being paid until we get more businesses up and running, which we do need. We definitely need more businesses because alongside our loot that we get, alongside our prisoners that we get, businesses will also be a lot of where we get our money. So we'll take all this to sell. We're at 5229. We probably want to think about getting about 10,000 for the next available business. Because while Ethos is very lucky to have a nice cheap business for us, they're not all going to be as similar as that. Looks like Leslie's ready to level up. Leslie can have more intelligence. We're going to give Leslie some training so she can lend a hand to some of our more inexperienced troops. I mean, she's not very experienced herself, but over time she'll get there. But I've got something I need to do down in the south part near the Empire territory, the ones in yellow, because they have a very, very good knighthood order down there called the Shadow Legion, full of very powerful centurions and some pretty decent halberdiers as well. They are by far and away probably the strongest group of troops you can get. Oh, you guys are heavy infantry. You guys might hurt, but if we can hold the hill here, we might be okay. And the loot we get from these guys should be okay. They don't tend to have much shields, but these guys will hurt. These are heavy infantry. These are guys we don't want to mess around with too much. But the loot from these guys will be decent. You can see they've got some pretty good shields here. And once they get into close range, we need to charge, because they're going to have a good amount of throwables. They will hurt overall, but thankfully our range has kind of battered them down a little bit already. Heavy infantry are not like the highest level of infantry in the Empire, however, they are still pretty powerful in large doses. Luckily we had the advantage here with range and with numbers, but we if we didn't have the range there, they probably would tear through a lot of our infantry. 5 renown, 5 morale. There's a bunch of loot that our guys can take as well, which is excellent. I mean, the stuff they drop as gear is not bad at all. We can take those farmers, but I'm not going to, because eventually we'll need to bring Anston back into our group. I'm going to head to Ethos here and sell some goods. There's also a tournament, but I still don't think we're strong enough to really take one of those tournaments on, to be honest. No, we still don't have enough renown either. Right, down to Sez, which is a dangerous journey. There's going to be some snake cult who live around here. And the snake cult can be pretty tough. So we've got to watch out for sure. Pendor Footman. But yeah, we need to get down to Sez for some important reasons. Here they are, the Shadow Legion Centurion and the Shadow Legion Marinus. Hello there, fellas. I've already done a bounty, haven't I, recently? Well, we'll come back for you guys, that's fine. We'll hang around in this part of the world for the time being. See what we can find. Mercenary sharpshooters will cost too much. You're a belligerent drunk, I don't really want to talk to you. Master Quint, do you have a job for me? We've had some fighting in the town lately with all the chaos that comes with it. Sent some of our last upstanding locals to try and make their fortune out of looting the shops and farms. We can definitely keep them under wrap and key. 200 dinars per every band of looters you destroy. Fine, I can do that. However, let me sell these. No, I've already sold those other bits, that's fine. This will also give us the opportunity to earn some more money from loot. So this is about 600 dinars plus whatever else we earn. There's no reason for us to not to do this quest. And it also get our relation with Sez up, which is quite useful. Sez is always a bit of a tough one because it's always surrounded by snake cult troops. And so it sometimes struggles in terms of its quality of life and its kind of money. Or I should really say its finances, but you know, it's something that can indeed struggle, so I don't tend to focus on Sez too much. Unless I think there's something that I can take there for my own benefits. Like if the Empire start to collapse, we may well think about taking Sez for our own. And using the snake cult as a little bit of a buffer. I'll grab you, or certainly take the cheese. We'll leave the rest of the stuff here because we're going to have to grab the other bandits before they run too far away.
You bandit slut.
You Noldor scum! How dare you address me so informally?
And you get from me precisely the respect and honor you merit.
You will call me Lady Riva Lethaldiran and ask my permission to approach me in future. If you do not, I shall make you regret your impudence.
Pretending to be of noble birth does not make you so. The airs and graces of ignorance.
Yeah, Riva and Lethaldiran don't really get on. That's fine. But I do need to watch out for who I send away to go and proclaim me queen. If I send Lethaldiran, I won't be able to send Riva. Lethaldiran, however, is significantly more important, in my opinion. Right, so do or die. This is going to be pretty good just for our economy. We'll probably end up putting a business down in Janos, because that's run by Maris Imperator, who in essence doesn't dislike us because he's the king. So that's not too bad at all. Everyone can just charge now, it's fine. Take out their horses. These guys are not too bad to deal with at all. Grab you, excellent. think there's actually about 5 bands of bandits, not 3 as I initially thought. Oh, that's a masterwork mace. Is that better than my current one? That is. The reach is a little bit lower, but it's faster and has got more damage, so we'll definitely take that for ourselves. More cheese, which is excellent. Let's take all this. Head back to Says. This is just a good way to get some money pretty quickly, actually. Who's next? Let's fight you. We can just charge, actually. We seem to be fighting the exact same map every single time, but I guess we haven't really moved since our initial charge anyway. We're still pretty terrible at our horse archery. There is a way to get a pretty good bow when Wolfbow the Slayer is on the field. However, it's not a permanent bow. You will eventually lose it, and we can't keep it, sadly. Still, we're getting some good amount of prisoners here from all these looter bands, so I can't really complain. Let's see if we take this ship out. I was going to try to grab him. Might be able to grab this guy though if we're lucky. There we go. And just this chap left. I think it's going to be a struggle to try and get him. No. That's fine. There's a good amount of bandits there. They're going to start running away from us pretty quickly. We need to grab who we can. More cheese. This is just paying our food bills for the month. It's great. Grab with you guys. That's a hefty amount of prisoners. I saw there's another group over here. Oh, there's you as well. Let's take you. We can charge this time. There's no river. How about that? These guys are pretty low level though. We can just charge them without too much issue. I should watch out for that chap with the big axe though. That might hurt if I'm not careful. Doing damage but not getting any kills, unfortunately. There we go. Grab all you people. Grab you if we can. Yes, this doesn't quite have the range. Eventually I'm going to want a Masterwork Doom Mace, but that's going to be a long while off. Doom Maces are very, very powerful. Grab you, even more food. This is excellent. I just don't need to buy food for a while. This is very useful indeed. Grab you. We'll take all you guys as prisoners. And we'll try to take out these looters as well. I think that might be the last pack actually. Ooh, this is a nice different map. Favours infantry because of the steep hills. This is not where cavalry shines, but our cavalry is strong enough, we shouldn't need to worry really. I don't like how short this mace is, but it is more powerful than our previous one, which is important because prisoners are important. Prisoners equal money. And I know for a fact there's a prison broker inside Says at the moment, so this will get us a good amount of money. And I'm going to go put up a business in Janos, almost certainly. Okay, that's good. More morale, so this isn't actually getting us any more benefits anymore in terms of the reputation, but it is helping in terms of money for sure. We'll grab all we can here. I think that's probably all the bandits. Or the looters, I should say. Were there any more? There might have been one or two more. I think that's probably enough of that, though. Oh, it should be about 1,000 dinars, so it's not bad at all. So let's go speak to the Guildmaster. I've killed some looters, sir. So another 1,000 dinars, wonderful. And that's not the only good news. Thanks to you, the looters have ceased to be a threat. We've not had a single attack reported for months, for some time now. If there are any of them left, they've either run off or gone deep into hiding. That's good for business, and what's good for business is good for the town. And we get a bit of additional silver. Excellent. Any other jobs for me? Escort a caravan to Torba. Torba's quite a way away. I'm not convinced I want to do that at the moment. We've only got 1,000 days. We need to make them count. Hello, Krauvold. I've got not very exciting prisoners, but prisoners nonetheless. Let's head over to Janos, and then we'll come back down to Sez later to do a job for the Shadow Legion. Hello there, Snake Cult. We might need to start taking you guys on, because you guys are decent loot as well. We've got some people ready to upgrade, more crossbowmen. Maidon Cavalry are nice, but they're pretty expensive. And they do tend to die quite quickly. Adventurer troops are pretty strong cavalry, they just do die quite quickly. Oh wow, you've taken on a Radiant Cross group. Oh, we might be able to take we might be able to get those Plague Wardens if we're lucky. They're pretty decent crossbowmen. Hello there, Anaconda Knight. These guys are Snake Cult are tough, make no mistake. I have to watch out for these chaps. Are they charging in? They tend... Sometimes the cavalry tends to charge in and the rest stays behind. Which is probably actually quite good for us. That is not where I thought they were coming from. Right, infantry here. Archers there. Cavalry up on the hill. Actually looks like the skirmishers are coming in first. That's a lot of cavalry. Those snake armsmen, the crossbowmen there at the back, can be pretty troublesome. Have to watch out for them. This is the first time we've taken on these chaps, actually, I think. Grab you. Here come the heavy cavalry. Let's get out of there. Everyone charge now. We will lose quite a few chaps here. The Snake Cult heavy cavalry can be troublesome. I'm going to try focus on the crossbowmen back here. These guys are not to be underestimated though. They've got a very powerful two-handed weapon. And they're pretty lethal with their crossbow as well. So, as long as we can kite round them, we should be okay. Grab you. I can't remember what quest we need to do for the Legion, but I'm kind of hoping it's going to be to do with the Snake Cult, because the Snake Cult will be good loot for us and therefore good money. And it's always easy to find lots of Snake Cult troops, where, as with the Silvermist quest, we were struggling a little bit to find the Forest Bandits. Although we could have found the Jatu, but the Jatu are strong, I don't want to take them on at the moment. How many troops have we lost? We lost 3, but it's a pretty small band of Snake Cults, that's not too bad. 6 renown, 1 morale. This just gives us good renown as well. Some good gauntlets. The rest is pretty average. And we can take those Plague Wardens. Excellent. I'll get rid of We'll get rid of these Highwaymen. And under our terms, we are allowed to take Plague Wardens because they are Knighthood Order troops. So I believe that is okay. And we can take some farmers as well, but actually we'll leave it there. I'm ready to upgrade. I can't remember exactly what we were working on. I think we probably want to start pushing towards charisma, because that's going to help us with more prisoner management, persuasion, leadership, all of which is very important. We'll go for Iron Flesh just to stay a little bit more alive than we are at the moment. And let's head to Janos. Go to the marketplace, sell this gear here. Let's go speak to the Guildmaster. Do you have a productive enterprise I can buy? Usually Weavery and Dyeworks is the best one. However, the trade here is appalling, so probably not at Janos. What about the leather? That's not a bad one, 565. This will take a while to turn a profit, but we'll do that one there, that's fine. Only leaves us 68 dinars. Hello, Iris the Lotus. I want to sell my prisoners. I don't think there's anyone else particularly interesting here. Most infantry I can do without, that's fine. Okay, we've got a business set up at Janos, that's good. It means we need to make sure not to offend the... We need to not offend the Empire, otherwise we lose our business, or our business gets sequestered. Both Ethos and Janos, that's not something we want to do. I will see if maybe the Noldor are up for fighting with us, or us fighting with the Noldor. We've got to be a little bit careful though, the Noldor still don't like us very much. We'll head into Laria, just for a second. I know there are some books you can buy. Hello Sir Roland, Sigismund, Quigfin, Singolian Spearman. We'll come back for all of you. Any jobs here? Cattle to Torba. We'll take cattle to Torba, that's fine. Drive the cattle onwards and they will follow us. We need to not go too quickly though. They will eventually run out of speed. Torba isn't actually as bad as I thought. I was remembering now Tar. So they should always catch up to us. Angry peasants we don't need to worry about. We just wait for this cattle to catch up to us. We've got some debts now because we spent a lot of money getting a new business up, so our morale will go down a little bit. And we'll definitely need to pick up some new cash for our next paycheck. And I think the money immediately gets taken off from our debts, if I remember correctly. Let's take these guys to Torba. Ooh, Daughters of Prisno. Hello. We might want to take you guys on. I don't know if these two kind of minor armies will ever fight each other. I don't think they will. Got to keep an eye on Oberst Heinrich. If someone else decides to take him on, that'd be pretty good. I mean, look how much prisoners he's got. That's incredible. Anyway, let's head to Torba because we're not strong enough to take him on just yet by ourselves. However, if the Shah army, once they've dealt with the Inquisition Holy Army, want to go take on Oberst Heinrich, then by all means, looks like they are. They may well actually do so. Come on, take him on. Yes, this is good. This is really good. I just need to wait for a few more forces to turn up there. These are the Mettenheim troops. We're going to join in the fight on the side of the Dashar here, because if we get to take Oberst Heinrich prisoner, this will be very worthwhile. Very worthwhile indeed. Now this is going to be a tough fight, but we've got a lot of Dashar troops here to help us out. Frankly, we don't want to be the one fighting first. Can't even see where they are. Looks like they're set up with that. I'm gonna let the Dashar troops charge in first. There's no reason for us to go in. There they are, the Mettenheims. Gonna have to watch out. The Mettenheim crossbowmen can be pretty useful. Will be the first time we've seen one of these kind of big armies. Although actually, in terms of outnumbering, the Dashar are doing pretty well here. I mean, we're contributing what, 60 troops. They're providing about 700, so you know we can't claim all the credit here. But if we go to take Oberst Heinrich prisoner, we can do a lot of useful things. You can see there's a lot of strong troops there. The one problem I have with the Mettenheim troops is they are very much heavy shock infantry, and it means that they're a little bit susceptible to range. Not that my ranged weapons are any good, but they're very susceptible to range in general because they don't tend to carry shields. They work okay as part of a larger army, and you can see that I've got some Mettenheims in my own army, mostly as crossbowmen, but I would never take their infantry troops purely because I just think they're too susceptible to range in general. We'll see if we can take out whoever that bandit is over there. Because yes, any prisoners that other armies encounter, they will hire for their own cause. There's a lot of angry men with big swords coming at me, so let's charge the other way. We get some cool music as well. We can charge our own troops now. Like I said, the Dashar will take a lot of losses here. Even though we outnumber these guys about 2 to 1. These guys are not to be underestimated at the losses they will cause. However, the first part of the fight is always the toughest, as everyone always keeps their strongest troops at the top of their tree, and therefore they're the ones who get brought into the fight first. After that, you kind of get random prisoners and bandits. There goes our horse, and it's crippled, which is unfortunate. Can we take this to Shark Horser here? We can, although it very nearly just died again. Here's some more chaps coming in. Like I said, we are starting to lose some of our own troops here. We've got these Mettenheims are no joke. Not in the slightest. Put shield on our back, let's get out of here. We don't want to get knocked out if we can. Yeah, we were a bit outnumbered over there. We're losing some of our poor Mettenheims having to fight their fellow comrades. But such is the way. We should also get some good, even if we don't manage to capture Oberstheinrich, we should be able to get a little bit of good loot from these guys. Purely because they have some pretty strong gear and armour. This is not somewhere I want to be. No. That was silly, I shouldn't have gone in for that. More reinforcements arriving. How are we doing in terms of size? I think we can up that a little bit. We'll up it up to 300. There we go. Now we get a bunch of more reinforcements arriving. It just means that the fight's a little bit bigger, which I think is a little bit more interesting. I thought I was at 300 already, but clearly not. So here come our reinforcements, here come their reinforcements. 300 I find is a good amount of troops to have on one side. So now that we're knocked out, we get to observe. Maybe I should install the mod where it allows me to take over a random soldier's perspective. But I do find that having a player can really change the change the battle's outcome, because you can act differently. So I have a think about seeing if I want to install that as an additional little bit of a mod. But it would be fun to maybe take over this Mettenheim Archer. And it would save me just standing up here playing God with my camera. This is what I mean. Like they look badass, the Mettenheims, they really are. But they don't have shields, and it really bugs me. I know the crossbowmen do. And these guys are pretty decent in melee also, so you know, it's pretty good. And they all seem to have moustaches. I think are they all the same person? They're not, but they all look very similar. And you can see here a few additional troops that have just been picked up as prisoners. I do like the names of the Mettenheim Speitzknecht. So I'm guessing they're... I was about to say they're kind of quite Germanic, but I always thought that was to do with... I always thought the Barclay troop tree was quite heavily Germanic as well. I might be wrong there. I do just like the way they look, having the nice organised armies. It's very cool indeed. Still some pretty tough troops coming in here, and we are taking our own fairly heavy losses here. 13 dead, 13 wounded. Which is by no means a good thing. I mean, the Dashar will actually struggle with the Mettenheims because the Dashar are very heavy cavalry focused. Looks like a lot of our own troops are here, which is not good because they're going to die. But I sincerely hope we manage to capture Oberstheinrich, because That could be about 100,000 dinars for us, which means we can get our businesses up so much quicker. We could also get a Qualis gem, that thing I found much earlier on. But at this stage of the campaign, that 100,000 dinars is much more valuable to me. Much more valuable. Because that will allow me to get about 8 businesses, possibly even 9 businesses up and running. Which will turn us into pure profit for quite some time. So in that regards, that's pretty useful. We probably will need to go on a bit of a recruiting spree after this, though, because we're going to struggle. We'll see if there's any prisoners we're allowed to recruit from this group. I know there's about 900 prisoners that Oberst Heinrich had. I'm sure some of them will be able to recruit. Probably not all of them, though. I don't mind if my Singalians get cleared out, because they're less interesting to me now. They were very useful at the very beginning, but now less so. They do look very cool though with their capes. I mean, capes must be absolutely terrible in real life for fighting in, because you must trip over them and get them caught in your weapon all the time. Like, they would never be... Oh, and someone can yank them and pull them back. Like, cloaks are a terrible idea militarily, but they look cool. You can see here, we're starting to get into the less unique troops. We're starting to get into random prisoners that this guy has picked up along the way. And this is where this army these big armies lose their cohesion. The initial fights are very, very tough. When they've got a proper army that is set up how intended. Once you have random troops, random Huithril skirmishers and refugees and the occasional Pendor noble in the mix, they don't tend to work as well, I find. At least in my opinion. How are we doing? We're up to 260. This is probably his last force coming in, I would think anyway. I think we got this in the bag. We did lose 20 troops. I mean, that's with a ratio of 2 to 1. We could have had a slightly better kind of ratio of troops, but the more troops that join in this fight, the less loot I get and the less chance I think I have of capturing Oberst Heinrich. So that's why I didn't want to go in with an overwhelming amount of troops against Oberst Heinrich. So, who knows, that cattle quest down to Torba could have been very, very useful. Who knows. Only a few troops left now, which is good. Just these few troops up here, I think. He's definitely recruited a lot of Huithril troops from somewhere, that's for sure. He must have just picked them up from one place or another. Who's still left? Possibly just this one axeman over here, actually. This might be the last chap. Yeah, it was. How about that? Huithril heavy axeman. Pretty decent, solid frontline infantry. Enemy's been defeated. We get 13 renown. We lost 21. And the Shah lost 149. And a lot more wounded. We get some positive relations with the Shah. Please. Damn, I don't think we got him. That's really unfortunate. He might have already been knocked off the field by the time we got there. That's really unfortunate. However, we get a few prisoners from here. We can't take any of the Shah troops. We can take Pendor heavy bowman, Pendor light bowman we can take. Pendor recruit we can take. Just seeing if there's anyone else that we can reasonably take. If we take the Evertine Guildmans, though they are knighthood order troops, that's fine. Don't have enough money, of course. Pendor footmen we can take. Don't think we can take... We can take the Pendor spearmen, that's fine. And we can take those farmers as well. That's unfortunate. I would really like to take that guy prisoner. It would have been very useful indeed. But such is the way. I'm sure we'll have another chance at dealing with him. Let's go to the tavern. I want to pick up some more troops as Alyssa and Salion Noble. I'm not in the right place. I need to return to Lara to get that money, which is a bit annoying. It's quite far away. But I don't see a reason for us to stay in Torba. We will stop by Singal though. Watch out for those daughters of Prisno, because they don't even have someone that we can take prisoner. Into Singal. There's Serene, who's a pretty good soldier, but we can't afford him at the moment. Hello there, Ramoon. First of all, I'd like to participate in a game of chance. 840 dinars. I might get a pretty good troop here if I'm lucky. Let the die be cast. Ah, no. That didn't go in our favour, unfortunately. But our prisoners will have sold for a decent amount there. And such a back to the tavern. Were there any decent troops here? Mercenary infantry, no. Valkyrie, we can't even hire. Let's head back towards Lara, and then we'll head down to Sez. And we want to head to Sez to try do more Shadow Legion quests. We'll stop by Ethos on the way back. It's such a shame that we couldn't get that guy. That would have been so much money for us. Hello, Iris. Do you have anything interesting for me? You don't, unfortunately. Jetty Cast Riders I can live without. Again, they're pretty expensive for what they are. So we'll head back towards Laria. We'll get our measly 600 dinars. Go to the tavern here. I actually need to speak to the Guildmaster, if I remember correctly. There we go. Well, it gives us a level up, it's not terrible. Do you have any new jobs for us while we're here? Deliver some wine to Poinsbrook. That's too far for me to go. It's not that far. It's only just up there, but that goes through heavily fortified Jatu territory, and that's not something I want to take on at the moment. Really, if I can help it. Ooh, Pendor Armour Bowman. Don't think we've had one of those yet. Pendor Swordsman we'll grab as well. These guys are shock troops. I don't like them. But they upgrade to man-at-arms, and those guys are pretty good. We do want to probably pick up some more troops somewhere, so let's head to Marlion. We've always had pretty good luck there. And then we'll head back down to Sez to try do one of those quests if possible. Young Livingstone Nobles is not something I really care for. This is a problem. Recruiting can be a little bit of a pain in this. Hello there, 3CS Patrol. Let's head the other way. I don't want to fight you in the slightest. We're a little bit under-trooped after that fight, to be honest. So head to Sarleon. There might be some okay troops here. Sif Moonshadow. Do you have any interesting troops for me? 17 Barclay Aventuriers, that will do. However, I'm going to need to pay for them one way or another. But Barclay Aventuriers are pretty useful. They're similar to the Mettenheims in terms of how we got them, but we need to get some money soon. So let's head down towards Snakeheart territory, because there's always plenty of Snakeheart hanging around. There's some Noldor, who've just taken on a lord by the look of it. Oh, can we help those guys? Oh no, those guys going after the Bacchus Empire. Oh, we can't help them out, unfortunately. We need to keep our businesses open with the Empire. Hello there, Snakeheart Patrol. Actually, let's head over to Janos. We know there's Snakeheart around there. There's also 30 thieves here, which we'll take on just for the additional money. Your money or your life. I do like the fact that we've got both Mettenheim and Barclay troops. They're both pretty good, actually. Cavalry infantry charge. Archers can stay at the back. Oh yes, I forgot our horse is crippled. We're going to need to pick up a new one. Because unfortunately this horse is very, very slow now. Lost a few of our Mettenheim troops there, that's unfortunate. And the problem is, it's not just about traversing the field quickly. Actually, having a slow horse means you're likely to do less damage, because you do get more damage depending on the speed of your swing. And the faster your horse is moving, the better momentum you have, the more damage you inherently do in this game. So something we do need to watch out for. Even if it's a very unarmoured horse, we just need to pick one up anyway. Just for the sake of having that additional speed to shoot. Not to shoot, to hit with, I apologise. Is that everyone? Yes, it is. Good. Lost a couple of Mettenheim troops there, but that's not too bad. There's a sumpter horse there. It's a little bit fast. I mean, it's not spectacular, but it will do the job. Let's move this back. Hardened Western clothing is not better than our current gear. But we will take all of this to sell. Oh, can we take refugees? Yes, we can. That's fine. That's acceptable. Pendor Militia, Pendor Footman. I think I'm ready to level up. So let's keep going with Charisma, and we'll go for Inventory Management. We can. Because that just gives us more looting capabilities, which is important. We need that. And let's go sell this at Janos if we can. And then we will head down to Sez, as I've been meaning to do so for pretty much all this episode before we get distracted. This is about 2,000 dinars. That should pay our wages for the week, which is good, although I think we still have some outstanding debts to pay as well. But hopefully we'll be able to get some good money from this Shadow Legion quest as well. We have at least got a new business up and running in this episode. There's some more Snake Cult worshippers. Into here, Shadow Legion Centurions. A bounty. You want us to round up adventure companies and Snake Cult. I'm going to not go for the adventure companies because they're strong, but Snake Cult I can. In fact, I saw one just outside. And we can get a bunch of good stuff from the Snake Cult. Okay, so we've now got 3 businesses at Ethos, Janos, and Ravenstone. We're still making decent enough money. We need to watch out though. There you are. I knew you were around here somewhere. We can get a lot of benefits from fighting the Snake Cult at this stage, especially if we have a nice hill like this, which we do. We've got a pretty good range contingent, to be perfectly honest. It's much better than our infantry line. So we'll let our range sit at the back for as long as possible, because that's going to be the best way we're going to beat these guys. Cavalry charge, try to take on their own cavalry, because their own cavalry are tough. It's funny, why I like in this game is that you start off as a soldier, you fight every battle, and eventually it gets to the point where you're more of a commander than anything else. You focus on the wider picture. You don't necessarily focus on one individual fight, you have to focus on the overall battlefield. Wow, our horse took a lot of damage there. Yeah, we're going to have to replace this horse. These guys hurt, by the way, these Snake Armsmen. Those big axes they have really, really do hurt, actually. Hello there. There we go, took you out. Wasn't too bad. In fact, I think we can get a lot of score from these guys for our quest. Ooh, snake mask helmet. I'm not going to wear it, but it looks funny. We can take some of those farmers. That's fine. Now, how much has that given us in terms of our quest? I'll have to have a look in a second. I'm going for Barclay Balestras. Because I don't believe that the Barclay, what are they called? Barclay Heavy Soldats are pretty good. But they level up into Berkeley Imperial Lancers, which are incredibly good troops, but they're so expensive. Now, how much has that given us? That's given us 1400 score already. This is going to be much easier for us to do, thankfully. We'll head over towards... Oh, hello, there's another group there. There's only 8 of them, though. That's not worth chasing. We'll head over to Janos, because we saw there's a snake cult camp over there. There's a big fight going on here between the Empire and the Deshar. Looks like the Empire will win that one. We know there's a snake cult shrine here, so we just need to sit here and wait, really. Eventually, the way that this kind of little encampment works is it will spawn some troops every now and then, but also any parties out on the field, any snake cult parties on the field, will eventually come back here to deposit their stolen goods, so to speak. Lord Brutus, that's my kill. You bastard. But the problem is that I don't think the snake cult shrine spawns that many. It's not like a bandit troop. So we'll actually head back to Sez, because that's where a lot of snake cult troops end up being. In fact, there's one right there. But again, I think someone else is going to... I think the Empire troops are going to take that, unfortunately. We just need to patrol around. Oh, you're a big group. 43. That's a problem. Can we take you on? Armsmen, Cobra Warriors, that's a little bit more than I'd reasonably like to take on. To be honest, I'd rather take on this group of 29 over here. There we go. As before, infantry hold here. I'll just hold here. Cavalry charge straight to... no, are you charging? Yeah, you're charging. So cavalry can charge at the moment. Infantry just move forward 10 spaces. Basically, we keep on using our cavalry to keep them distracted while our range goes and attacks. Right, infantry can charge now. We will lose a few troops every time here, but that's fine. We still need to get ourselves a new horse. We're going to have to remember to do that before we get into the next battle, because this is horrendously slow. We'll take a few prisoners if we can. We're starting to get some good damage now. We're no longer the puny shield maybe we were when we first started. Archers can charge now as well. There we go. Even if we don't kill them, we're at least damaging them, which is important. Yeah, these snake armsmen are no joke. They can be pretty tough with their 200 weapons, and they're pretty accurate with their crossbows as well. There goes our horse for the 3rd time today. Oh, that was a new horse, wasn't it? But it was just a very slow one. Oh, we lost an Eventide Guildman. That's sad. Those are pretty decent horse archers, all things considered. Okay. For renown. Ooh, snake cult rituals. Those are worth holding on to. They're useful for getting some positive relations with certain knighthood orders. In fact, they're pretty useful with the Eventide group, actually. So I may well send them off. I may well send those things off to the Eventide, because I wouldn't mind having some additional relations with them. They're just they just look cool as a group, to be honest. Okay, we've already completed our quest, but there's no reason for us to not continue hunting, really. Just going to watch out for any very large groups of snake cult. Oh, there's a group of 43 there. Let's see if we can take these guys on. How sublime. This is going to hurt. Cavalry charge ASAP. We've got our range, let's use it. Infantry move forward. We've got to keep up, we've got to buy range time. Our range units are going to be where we survive. And we may need to pull back from this if we think it's not going to work. The thing is, once we deal with the cavalry, the rest shouldn't be too bad. Nope! Ooh, put my shield up just in time there. I saw that Serpent Priestess going for me. And we're dead. Once we deal with the cavalry, the rest will follow. But the loot we get from this should hopefully be decent. I'm hoping the Barclay troops and the Mettenheims will keep us alive here. And I think they probably will. Because we should actually be able to beat the... As much as I've been hyping out these snake up armsmen, we should be able to beat them in a straight shooting match. Although in melee they can be pretty dangerous. Looks like they actually decided to charge us this time. But hopefully with the range we'll be okay. We'll definitely... Yeah, we've definitely taken probably a bit more losses than I would have liked. I've got to remember I've got very tight recruiting laws in this run. Or rules, I should say. So I need to not throw away lives so unnecessarily. Not that it's unnecessary, but I think we could probably have avoided this fight, to be honest. But there we go. Loss of 12 troops. That's unfortunate. We get 11 renown though. Let's just have a look here. See if there's any loot these guys want to take. The rest of this I'll take to sell. We can take these 10 farmers. I don't think we can take anyone else. No, we can't. Let's get these guys upgraded. Pendor swordsman. I think our previous Pendor swordsman might have died. That's fine. What's that put our quest up to now? 6,000. It's pretty good. So we'll go turn it in, and then we can always get a new one soon. Ooh. Despite not being of noble origin, the tales of your deeds in battle and weapon prowess have spread over Pendor and have reached the heralds. Therefore, they allow you to join the ranks and join the tournament. We'll have a look. But first, let's turn this in to the Shadow Leader Centurion. Some decent relations, some decent money, some experience as well. You want a tournament champion, but not for us, sadly. We're not part of your membership just yet. Eventually, we will go in and fight with... Eventually, we'll have some of their troops in our army, and it's going to be excellent because they're so good. Get all you guys upgraded. I'm at 9% strength. I'm going to see if I can do this tournament. I don't expect to win, to be perfectly honest. I need to get my health back as well. So I may end up not actually being able to partake in this tournament. Yeah, the tournament's over. Never mind. Let's head into the tavern. Speak to Crowvold, who's still here, remarkably. And anyone else want to speak to? Young Salion nobles, I can live without. It's fine. Sell all this gear. Grab these bits. Start working on our next business. We'll head over to Singal in the meantime, because I'll want to give them this book. Because eventually I'd like to bring the Eventide on side. Another big fight there between the Shah and the Empire. Looks like they're heavily at war at the moment. Hello there, you are Demon Worshippers, that's fine, I'll leave you to it. In here, Singal will speak to the Knights of the Eventide. My order has no business. What did you say? Look, I have found strange writings. Give them to me now. They are too dangerous for an untrained raider. Here's your tip. It gives us an additional point of relation with them. We're going to need a lot of those books before we're ready to actually... bring them on side, but I do just like the way they look. Now, buying dates and selling them at Laria looks pretty good. I was looking at the dates, they looked pretty cheap, all things considered. So it's 500 on dates. Let's go to Laria and sell the dates. See how much they're worth. Because I never used to do trading when I first played this game, but it can make you some decent money. I would never exclusively be a trader because I think it's quite dull, but I think doing it all the time is not bad at all. Well, not doing it all the time, but doing it some of the time, I should really say. I'm continuing to trip over my words, it seems. We did eat some of those dates along the way, but that's another 1,000 already. I'm curious, that oil at Laria, how much does that sell for? I'm going to buy that oil. It's a lot of money. I'm paying nearly 5,000 dinars, or 4,400 dinars for all that. But there's a reason I'm doing that. I hope this pays off. You're Clarion, cool, you're not Noldor, that's fine. You, however, are Noldor. Oh, we're not going to be able to run away from you guys, I don't think. Unless you go after the peasants. Please go after the peasants. They will eventually catch up to us, I think. Run towards the snake hole. They might go after the snake hole if we're lucky. There's more Noldor over there. Damn it. Yeah, we're not fighting these guys. Not in the slightest. Lose 20 morale, unfortunately, but that's fine. Head into Ethos. We do not want to take on the Noldor in the slightest. Now, I want to visit my oil press here in Ethos. Speak to the chappie here. Hello there, horsey. I shall call you Tesco. Right, good day, my lady. I want to explain the operations. Over the inventories. What is it? No, over the accounts, that's what I wanted. We can produce oil worth 1,032 dinars each week. Well, the quantity of olives needs to manufacture costs 360. Yes, so it's worth 1,032. So I bought 4,000 dinars worth of product. I'm going to give all this oil to you to sell. I might crash the market a little bit, but I'm curious to see what that will sell for. Master Presser. I'm going to let you sell that because I think you'll be able to sell it for a pretty penny. That's the same Noldor group that I saw before. That means a good amount of troops around here from Ethos. That's a big amount of money I've spent there, but I'm hoping it's going to be worth it. We'll head over to Janos here, see if they've got a job for us to do in the meantime. Do you have a job for me? You want me to rescue a... That's not worth it, not in the slightest. Sometimes the Guildmaster quests can be pretty abysmal. Well, my lady, at last I found you. I've been out spreading the word about your claim, and I'm ready to rejoin the company. I was able to convince a few warriors to support our case. Who have you brought with you? Brought some Pendor man-at-arms. I'm going to say no to them. And again, we're allowed to take any troops that our companions get because it's kind of a mercenary type deal. Essentially, we're just not allowed to recruit from villages. That's our main thing. And from prisoner pools, we can only recruit certain troops. Now that we sent Anson out, we send someone else out. We'll send out Adonia. Because I think she is friendly enough and she hasn't got any people that she hates in our company yet. So, do you know I aspire to be queen? Well, you could hardly be a worse ruler than those fools whose backsides currently warm on the various Pendor thrones. With you in charge, we could work out a trade deal with the mismounted tribes so our clans could trade in Ravenstone instead of raiding. A queen who showed us some kindness to us mismounted clans and let us sell our furs and crafts in Ravenstone, maybe allowed us to settle a village or two. We never have to worry much about raids, though few would always follow our clan ways, but you know how to deal with them. I know a few merchants and traders who don't disdain doing a little business with the mismounted clans. I could talk to them, maybe sound them out on supporting you. If I told them you'd end the raids, they'd likely comply with your aims. So off Adonia goes. And if we go to our report, we go to our character report, we have 3 right to rule. I believe you need 50. And because we're not joining a faction this time, it's going to be even harder for us to manage doing that. But we might be able to get ourselves close, at least. Any jobs here? Caravan up to Yaviksholm. Sure. I'm probably heading up north for a little bit anyway. You're accompanying me, that's good. Ooh, big Singalian troop there. Towards Yevixholm, was it? So let's go. This is the thing, if you're moving up to another part of the map, you don't kind of want to be doing something with your time anyway. I'm going to see if we can head to Valenbray quickly. Hello, who's that? That's a heretical army, but one that we cannot take on with only Lord Sigrun, Red Axe and Aiden Redsword there. They're going to lose. And sadly, that's not actually going to give us any additional benefits as well. Let's take a walk around the streets of Valenbray, because we want to go to that chest. I think we've probably got a little bit of opportunity to actually get some additional loot here. Please move out of the way, lady. But I want to keep working on businesses, and this is why I'm trying to get more loot from Rain and from Valenbray, where I am at the moment. I'm just going to remember if there's any good loot in there, because I don't know if we've got any more tips from any of our kind of people that we find out in the taverns. We'll go have a look. While I'm here, I'm going to buy myself a new horse, because that horse is just extraordinarily slow. But I sincerely hope that my ethos oil buying, or my laureate oil buying to sell at ethos, will be worth it. Over here, we've got these two various loots. These bits, so I'll take them to sell. If anything else, they will just help us buy a new horse. Some horse is just so slow. We'll take this chap here, this green hunter. We'll still gain 1,000 dinars from that. Head into the tavern. Anything interesting here? Iris the Lotus. Nothing exciting, unfortunately. Broccoli Aventuriers.
Yes, milady.
I'll hire the two of you, that's fine. Also on there, Knights of the Dawn. Let's run away from the Knights of the Dawn. We do not want to deal with them. The heretic army is still going to win that fight, it looks like. Head up towards Yavixholm. Because these guys need to be escorted there. We should really be there by now. Just need them to follow us a little bit more. It was to Yavixholm, wasn't it? Yes. There we go. Some more renown, some more experience, and some more money. Better than nothing. Let's go to the Guildmaster here in Yavixholm. Do you have a job for me? Man, these ransom jobs are not worth it in the slightest. Charisma 12, we will put it into prison management. Although I think we need more. Oh, hello, this is the first time we've had this. You receive an offer of vassalage. King Gregory IV of the Kingdom of Ravenstone has sent a royal herald to bring you an invitation in his own hand. You've been granted the honour of becoming a vassal lady of the Kingdom of Ravenstone, and in return King Gregory IV asks you to swear an oath of homage to him and fight in his military campaigns, offering you the fief of Tira for your loyal service. He will surely be offended if you don't take the offer. He will be. That's a problem, actually, because now I can't put a business up in Ravenstone. So I need to go around and put businesses in all the major cities, like Ravenstone, like other places. However, we can bring this back on side. Where's King Gregory IV? He should be close to Ravenstone. We'll go do a job for him, and all should be well. The problem is they're going to keep on offering me vassalage, and I'm going to keep on saying no, to be perfectly honest with them. Hi there, sir. Do you have any tasks for me? You want me to go and rent a Ravenstone? I can do that, but then we're going to need to actually... Oh no, Ravenstone likes us, that's fine. Let's look at this money as well. Oh, Reva's miserable. Where's Reva miserable? I fought with you honourably and befits my status and name. However, neither you nor your troop have accorded me proper respect. I'll go elsewhere and find a captain who shows respect both for me and my abilities. Can I persuade you to change your mind? No? Fine. Reva's off. We can bring her back on side later. We did side very heavily with Lethal Deering. But Lethal Deering's just so much more important than Reva is, unfortunately. We'll bring Reva back in on side in future. We're going to ignore these guys and we're going to charge full whack. You get a lot of dinars here. Funny enough, you can actually use, if you just decide to ignore the Lord, you can just keep this money for yourself, but it does mean you're going to cause some problems with the person you've collected this for. To be perfectly honest, this is also a good amount of money for us to grab. Oil Presser Ethos hasn't got any additional benefits yet. I think they may sell it. They may sell it next week instead. I'm not sure. We'll see. I did see he was around here somewhere. Hello, sir.
Captain, I could have him out of the way in a jiffy.
Here is your money, sir.
As to how it happened.
Okay, he's back to decent relation with us. How are we doing in terms of money? Not close enough for a business just yet, unfortunately. However, we probably will in the future. I forgot that was going to be a problem, so we will focus on getting our businesses set up in the main cities first. Can't take those maiden scouts. We probably should get some additional food here. Speak to the Guildmaster. Any jobs for me? Caravan down to Marlion. No, I'm not going to do that. I will probably start heading down towards Cez. But I tell you what, we'll leave things there for today. We've got our plan for the future. We're going to start working on Right to Rule. And we're going to go be down to Cez a lot to pick up loot from the Snake Cult and getting more relations with the Shadow Legion, who are really probably the strongest knighthood order around. You can make your own custom knighthood order. That requires a lot of money and is a long way off. Why is Leslie wanting to leave? Why is everyone so miserable? So you need to change your mind? What's going on? Like, everything's high. I don't know why Leslie's so miserable. You're weary. You don't like our companions. You don't like Donovan, do you? That's why. I'll ask you for something. I'm going to see if you've got any connections. Off you go. I'll give you a bit of time. And what I'll do, I'll send Donovan and Leslie in quick succession for the Right to Rule. We just need to time it correctly. So once Reva comes back, that'll be okay. Sorry, not Reva. Once Adonia comes back, that'll be okay. We can now send Lethal Deering out to get Right to Rule. But I'm going to hold off because he can bring us Noldor troops. And he may be useful that may be useful much later down the line. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.